man, Big Jack. I'm sitting here in Huntington, West Virginia. Just traveled down last night to be here with my oldest son, my daughter in law, and my grandkids. They were supposed to be coming up to visit us, but some circumstances, situations popped in, and here I am down here in Huntington, West Virginia. I just want to give a Thanksgiving shout out to all the people who have supported this channel, who have subscribed, who liked the videos and comment on the videos and all. You are truly a blessing to me. It's been a fun little journey. I say it's been a little journey because we haven't been doing it that long, but at the same time, I am so grateful for the people I've met, virtual meetings as far as through the other channels and other communities. This has been nothing but, again, blessings. And so I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know this being Thanksgiving, I'm hoping that everyone is in their place, in a situation or in an area where they are have peace, have joy and happiness, whatever you're doing. I'm on to say here, and this is coming from experience in my life. Don't try to overdo it. Don't try to go way out and beyond your means to do anything that you're going to have to recover from afterwards. So many times, so many people really do. They put themselves and they stress themselves way out for the holidays, and then they spend the next month or two or three trying to recover from them. So with that being said, I'm just saying, enjoy what you have. Enjoy the time, enjoy the peace in the community, enjoy the fellowship that you're receiving, and not get so caught up in the what you don't have, and don't get so caught up in the other situations that's going on. So many people really the term is try to be like the Joneses. So you're trying to be like the Joneses, and you want to make sure that you got this and you got this and you got this, and it's like, let me just be grateful for what we do have. Let me be grateful for what I was able to afford. Let me be grateful for just the little things. I know when I was growing up, and even now, like this year was a little different because this year we catered everything. No one had to cook anything other than warming up the food because like I said, we had to go into Plan B. And when we went into Plan B, it was like, well, we're not going to go down there and cook. We're going to go down. So we catered. We basically ordered the food from Golden Corral. So we got Golden Corral to cook it up for us. They made everything, put it all into containers for us. And then not only did they put it in containers, they were able to, now all we have to do is just warm it up and we can eat. So that's like a game changer now. So it's like, I mean, for years and years, I've seen people sit on that stove and go at it, trying to, cook the turkey and cook the ham and cook this and cook that and cook this and cook that. And it's like, wow, that's a lot of stuff. And that the actual cook never really got to enjoy because of the fact that they were always really working. They was working hard, and if one thing went south, if one thing didn't make it, normally it was in my house, in my family, it was the rows. Somehow the rows just never made it. They always got either overcooked or no one paid attention. Good morning, serving God's people. How you doing? Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving to you. We're just telling some Thanksgiving stories of when I was growing up. And, and it's like sometimes we just don't even, what they say, we don't give the credit where the credit is due. We sometimes forget about the person who cooked. So even when you're saying your blessings today, normally we'll get together as a family and we all would, hold hands and what are you thankful for? But, not just bless, Lord, bless the food we're about to receive, but definitely make sure you bless the hands that prepared it, because the hands that prepared the food, they deserve that work, not so much the work, but they deserve that credit. They deserve that pat on the back and that praise for the moment of all the work and the serving too that they did to get us that food. So just want to make sure that that's some of the things we do. A safety warning going out there for those who are the turkey fryers that like to fry that turkey. Make sure that bird is completely thawed out, and definitely make sure that bird is dry. So don't the oil and water doesn't mix. it definitely doesn't mix at all. So if you put those two together, you're going to get some reaction. And a lot of times, because of the ice or because of the water in that turkey, in that hot oil, that's when that explosion comes. So I would ask you all to make sure that's one of the things that you definitely got to make sure that the bird is to thaw it out completely, and that it is definitely dry, so that you won't hurt yourself. This is not a time to hurt yourself and things like that. I love the praise. I love the why am I thankful, and that part of the meal. But I'm so thankful and so grateful for you serving your 100%. I thank you for that comment. It's always the blessings of all the things, and I was mentioning earlier that we sometimes get caught up in what I don't have and the things that I want, and we forget about the things that we do have. We I was saying that my family was supposed to, my kids and all was coming up to me to visit, and because of a situation, they wasn't able to come, so we had to put in Plan B. So we went to Plan B. So Plan B was me making a trip down to visit them. So I'm here in their home area, Huntington, West Virginia. And those who don't know what Huntington, West Virginia is, if you ever heard of Marshall University, this is the same town that Marshall University is in. So I'm down here with my oldest son, my daughter-in-law, and my grandkids. It's a blessing to be down here. And this beautiful land, West Virginia. So if you know about West Virginia, it is beautiful land, serving. So it's just so it's a blessing to be down here with them. It's just the fact that we had to go to Plan B, and because of Plan B, we had to do something different this year. So we didn't get caught up in the traditional ways of cooking and all. We catered everything, so everything is catered. So we went through Golden Corral, and Golden Corral was able to they cooked the whole turkey. We got all the different sides and this and that. So all we had to do is go and pick it up because it was a big change, a change in the last second type thing. So we was able to order. So now all we had to do is just warm it up. We could still sit around. So it's not getting so. It's always good to have traditions. It's always good to have the traditional way of doing things, but at the same time, you have to be able to bend and but not break. So when that situation came up and they couldn't come to us, we went into Plan B. So and that was the whole thing. Thank you. We can enjoy each other more. No one has to sit there and work super hard trying to accomplish something. That the big reason that we're together is just to be together. It's not so much to break the bread. And breaking bread is great, and people traveling in and all that's wonderful. But we sometimes get caught up, and we get caught up in the situations where it's like this don't feel like Thanksgiving because it don't have this or it don't have that. It's like we have each other. And that's the part that makes it feel like Thanksgiving. I'm so grateful, for, again, I say I got my virtual family out here, my YouTube family, that channel, that community, only because I know we support one another as much as we can. We get so caught up in I want to be this and I want to be that. And like I said, it would be the biggest lie ever told if you said you didn't want to be monetized. But is that the real reason that you came on? Is that the real reason that you started your channel? And if that's not the real reason, which it wasn't for me, then what was your reason? And the reason was we have a message, we have content we want to get out, we have a mission that we want to get accomplished. And if we only get one person or two people, then the mission has been accomplished. So when we had to go to Plan B, and that means packing up the bags and coming down here to West Virginia to be with the family, it wasn't a hard task. All it is now is it's like, okay, that we're not going to harp it on. Like I said, when I woke up this morning and I was able to put my own feet on the floor, and I was able, and the warm blood is pumping in my veins, and I have my senses, and I can still see all of that. It was a blessing to me. I mean, my night's sleep wasn't that bad. I prefer to sleep in my own bed, but this wasn't a bad place to be. And I had peace when I was sleeping last night. And when I woke up this morning, I didn't have any pains and all. So those are the things that I'm like, man, this is good. This is a good day. And I'm not going to allow, some of the negatives. So some people are, and I did put a short out earlier this morning about what was on my heart. And what was on my heart was, is there's someone struggling out there that's listening to my voice, and they're struggling. They're struggling with the thoughts of how they're going to get through the day and how they're going to get through this, getting this meal prep and things like that. They're getting caught up in the Black Friday thing, and I got to go out and buy this and buy this and buy that, and trying to cut the deals and get the best deals. And then they're also trying to figure out how they're going to pay their mortgage or how they're going to pay their rent. So I'm like, don't get caught up in the stuff that you don't take care of what's important. That what's important is, make sure you have a place to stay. Make sure you have a roof over your head, and those things that if you can take care of that, don't take your rent money and go buy gifts for someone or something or anyone when you have other priorities that's out there. So that's a big thing that I have to make sure that I get across. And that was a thing that we put out in the short. That put that prayer or that need down in the comments below, and that's what it said in the short. So if you have a chance to check it out, check it out. It wasn't long, of course, it's a short, but it was just one of those things that was on my heart that needed to be shared. That you're not alone. The struggle is real. That's for everyone and everyone. The struggle is real, but you're not alone. So in my virtual world here, I try to say, hey, let's touch and agree that whatever you're going through, that we're going to help you get through it. So that's what we're trying to get across. That's what we're trying to get across to each and every person that's listening, each and every person that's watching, that the struggle is real, but you're not alone. God said it in the code, cast your cares on him, for he cares for you. So that's the whole thing. Cast your cares on him. He's telling you, lay your cares down at the altar. Let me see what it is, because I care for you. We're going to help you get through this thing. And don't make it a secret. Don't try to, sometimes we put that thing inside us and we hold it in, and we don't let anybody know that we're struggling. And because of that, that struggle becomes even worse. It becomes a monster inside of you because of the fact that it just start collecting. And then stress and all those things. And none of that is healthy. None of that is healthy for your physical body. None of that is healthy for your spiritual body. So it's okay to confess what's going on inside. It's okay to let other people know that you got that going on, that this is going on, that I need, I can't provide all the fixings. I can't provide all the trimmings that's going to go with this Thanksgiving meal because I can't afford all of it. And that's okay. That is okay. I know as I was growing up that, the people who were specialized in certain things bought certain things. The people that specialized in macaroni and cheese bought the macaroni and cheese. The people that specialized in sweet potatoes or whatever bought the sweet potatoes. And because they all had their specialty, it just made it even more of a blessing. We all came in with their own gifts or whatever, and you looked forward to that person bringing the macaroni and cheese. You looked forward to that person bringing the sweet potatoes or whatever, and it made it okay. And it wasn't like one person having to create everything. One person didn't have to go around and do it all. So it was like we're all going to work together as a team. We're all going to work together as a family, and we're going to get through this together. So that was the thing. That was of course mine, and I'm sure everyone out there who has stories similar to that about, hey, this is what we did and this is how we do it. And make it it's a traditional day. I mean, it is a traditional day. But don't let your traditions become law. Don't let your traditions become, it has to go this way or it's not the same. Again, we had to throw a plan B in there. So when you have things that just didn't go right, I remember years ago, just before Thanksgiving, and I was in middle school, so you're talking over 40 years ago, I was in middle school, and just before this time of year, just before Thanksgiving, the house that I lived in caught on fire. So that house caught on fire, and we talking total destruction of a home. And the family, and we were a tight-knit family, and it was a large family we all in the house, but it was different family, a grandmother and my mom and an aunt and cousins and all. But we had a big home, but at the same time, we all was in there, and the house was destroyed. So for Thanksgiving, we all went, we were in separate directions because we all were trying to find new shelter. It was just before Thanksgiving. Some of us were still in hotels as we were trying to find new places to go and things like that. So it helped me even back in that time of my life, to be like, it doesn't have to be, the traditional way, that you have to be able to, adapt and overcome. You're looking at, yeah, we don't have the house, or what we call the, the family home to have Thanksgiving, but we were able to sit down with each other. No one was killed in the fire. We did have some people that was injured, but no one was killed in the fire. So we were still able to talk to that person. We were still able to fellowship with that person. It was just we had, and that's it. We had each other, and that's the blessing of it right there. We had each other. So I look at it totally different now, because I don't want to get caught up in the what I don't have, or the woes is me. Abby Norma, how you doing? Uh, we just get caught up in the woes is me and the things I don't have and all, but just be thankful for the things you do have. Having each other is wonderful. And then some people just don't your family ain't always the people you want to be around, and it becomes a struggle for a lot of people who have to go, or feel they need to be around people that just don't want, and it's unfortunate that, you think, and the term comes out and the guilt comes out, because blood is thicker than water. I believe that sometimes, and then sometimes it's just not true. So I'm a person that's going to be real with you. There's some family members you just don't want to be around, and this time of year makes it real, real hard, especially if you have an event or something that happened in your life. So it's like, okay, but where can I go that I'm gonna find peace? Where can I go that I'm gonna find joy and happiness, and that I'm gonna just sit down? And if that's the situation you're in, find that place, find that happy place for you, find that peaceful place for you, so that you can enjoy this time. I remember back in my college days, where I played at, I played football, but during this time of year, there's always that one game on Saturday where a lot of the, like the two local, not two local, but two rival teams that play for that Thanksgiving weekend. So we really didn't get to go home a lot for Thanksgiving, when I was in school, because we had to prepare for the game. And that was one of those things where it's like, okay, well, now, you're looking at a different family. You're looking at a different family, because you're looking at your teammates, your coaches, and all of that made up the team, and they would all come together, and that's where we broke bread. So it doesn't, like I say, the traditional thing was, yeah, your blood family, but then your family changes as you grow. So as you grow, your family can get bigger or can get smaller, and who you consider family in different ways will grow, and it will expand. It will, like I say, my family now, I have this virtual family, which I appreciate. I appreciate all the subscribers and all those who are viewing and liking and commenting and things like that. But that's one of my families. And then I have my physical family, my wife and my children, and then of course I got my mom and my aunts and cousins and all, and so your family and your circles, and the different circles, and some of those circles will cross each other, some of those circles will intertwine with each other, but some of those circles are totally separate. So like at work, I don't call anyone at work family. That's my team, but they're not my family, because I do have a family. So like I tell them, when I leave here, I'm going to my family. When I come here, I'm at work. And now I have some people that work that I have in my circle that I would invite to different meals and things like that. Yes, that I would hang out with. Yes. But I wanted to make sure that, we had that boundary. We knew what it is. So boundaries is important even in this time of year. And that not just the physical person boundary, like say the boundaries of what my responsibilities are. A lot of people get caught up in the next day. So Thanksgiving is here today, but I can promise you some people are already thinking about Black Friday. People are already looking at, okay, where we're going to go, where we're going to shop, where we're going to do this and that. And they find themselves overspending, overindulging, trying to get, you think it's a deal, and they're going out there and work real hard to, hey, Abby, see you later, and happy Thanksgiving to you. They work real hard to try to find that deal, work real hard trying to find that sale, and it's like, wow, and you get all these items, you get all this stuff, and then it's like, man, I can't pay my bills. Like, that makes no sense to me. It really doesn't make any sense to me. and and so serving, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, and thank God that you do have to work and that you have a job to work, but you understand what I'm saying when people come in, and it's a lot better now than it used to be because a lot of people are shopping online and things like that. But I remember, man, when I was younger, and the people would be standing at the doors before they open, and I mean they're crunching up and they running in and tackling each other and fighting each other over this item and that item and this item. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Now, I look, I'm saying, wow, it's crazy because I was in those lines. I was in those lines. So I know what you're talking about. And I'm like, what am I doing here? Trying to get this deal, trying to get this item that my kid want. And we're talking back in we're looking in the 90s and the early 2000s, and it was oh my God. So it's like, what are you doing and why are you doing it? But at the same time, because we want to make people happy, and because we want to make people happy, and my kid got this list and he wants this, and you going down the list and you want to try to get those things for them and keep them. And it's funny because you're watching them and you got it, and the work that you put in to get there, and the work you had to do to even afford the items that's wrapped up and they're under a tree or wherever that you had to put those items, and if you're celebrating those holidays, because this is just a holiday season. Thanksgiving just runs you straight into Christmas. You don't really get a break. There's no break between, these two right here. Matter of fact, it's three of them that's like sitting on top of each other. That is all about really the kid or family, if you want to look at it. And I'm throwing those three in there because of the fact that I'm saying Halloween runs straight into Thanksgiving, straight into Christmas, and all three of them is like kid oriented in a sense. And it's like, where's the break for the parent? Where's the break for, because you getting, we're going out there, we're going to get a costume, we're going to walk the neighborhood, we're going to get you this, and then we're going to get set up so we can, have Thanksgiving, which is a good time for family to come around. And then it's right straight into Christmas. And 100% is all commercialized. So it has changed a lot because a lot of stuff is online. But with that being said, but the struggle's still real, the desire's still real. You still want to try to keep it, you want to make it, family oriented. You want to, be a huge joy for the kids. You want everybody to, you want everybody to just be happy the whole time. You don't want to spoil anybody's anything. So from October until January is real. It's a real struggle. And then that's normally the downtime if you're working. Now, if you're in retail, like I heard Servant say he's in retail, but if you're in that world, now that's when it picks up because a lot of people coming in there shopping and things like that. But then when do you get your time? When does the retail workers get their time? Because this is the time that the demand is super high, that people are coming in there trying to find items and trying to find sales and deals and this and that. I remember, of course, I didn't uh, go out there on this year at all. So I didn't go out all. Like I told you, we even catered the Thanksgiving meal this year because of the change. But I refuse to go out there trying to shop and find stuff now, and it just won't do it. But there was that time we were in that line. There was that time. Just as fast as one holiday is over, they already putting up the stuff for the next holiday. You're walking in there the day after November 1st, the day after Halloween, and they were already, having Christmas items up. And I'm like, wow, we transitioned. I'm seeing people in my neighborhood already having their Christmas lights up. And I'm like, man, so wow, okay, so 2 months prior. So that's the game. So now I know, and I appreciate you sharing that information with me. So now I know how it works. Because I'm like, they're already putting up Christmas items and we're still trying to get through the Halloween. And it's like, okay, but if you're 2 months prior and you're trying to, that makes sense to me. So I appreciate that. It's I'm not gonna say it's to get caught up. We do get caught up in it sometimes, and we get caught up in it, and it's exciting because it's still a child inside of me that's still excited about the Halloween. That's still excited about the Thanksgiving and the turkey. And I'm not even a turkey fan, but it's like if the turkey's not there, is it really Thanksgiving? So that's what people think, and that's what people be saying. Like it's not Thanksgiving if you don't have a turkey. So you're telling me, wait, I gotta have something on my in my area, on my food, or on my plate that I don't even really eat, because it's like, uh, is that yeah? Oh wow, man, that's amazing. That look, I feel for you, brother. I feel for you, servant. I can't say brother or sister. I feel for you, and thank you for your serving, even in the retail industry, so that we we can all partake of that. So thank you for that. Yeah. So, but I'm like, man. So the things that we go through, sorry, the things that we go through, just to make. Yeah, thank you for sure. Thank you. But we go through a lot, and it's like, and then when it's all said and done, and I say the dust is settled, and that was the thing that they used to get me, because I remember, like I say, we put all that work in, and you wrapped them up, and you knew you had to go find a certain item, and this store didn't have it, so you ran to that store, and you finally got it, and you're so proud of yourself, and then your kid opens it up, and they play with it for a whole hot second, and then they put it down, and you're looking like, okay, and then they go unwrap something else, and then boom, and it's like, man, if you knew the struggle, if you knew the pain and all that I went through to get this, and the joy is on you, you're feeling it, like, man, oh man, they're gonna really like this one, and then they just put it down and lay it over on the side, and like, man, when the last time did you see that? Oh man, I apologize. He said the dust never settles. Oh man, so it's just around the clock, round the clock. Huh? Wow, that's crazy. I mean, I guess you do. I mean, when you start thinking about it, because once you get through one, you're right. You're already getting ready for the next one. You're getting ready for the next holiday. You're getting ready for the next season, because as soon as December comes, you start thinking about, okay, the spring. We start thinking about Valentine's, especially if you're married or you're dating or whatever. So now it's like, okay, here's the next gift, and here's the next struggle or trying to get through. And then they say spring is here. So now we're spring cleaning or spring this and putting new gardens and this and that and trying to get those things straight. So it's you're right. It's nonstop. It's nonstop in the retail industry, and it's definitely nonstop for the consumer, because we just bounce from one to the other. And if you have kids and things like that, that's when you start thinking again the spring, and how wow, Christmas trees in September. Okay, that yeah, wow. Yeah, so that we don't think about that. I mean, I think as a consumer we don't think about it. I think as a consumer, you just assume that it's done. It's just that something. So artificial trees, yeah, and that's a big thing. I remember it's unfortunate, but one year, and it had to be 1988, because I know I was getting ready to graduate high school, and I was a football player in high school, and I was sorry about that. Yeah, I was a football player, and so I was recruited by a lot of schools, but we didn't have a tree. My mom, single parent, couldn't afford it, and we wasn't going even artificial. She just wasn't doing it that year. And what she did was took all the different Christmas cards that the different colleges from around the nation sent me. Um, she took those cards, and she just taped them on the wall in the shape of a Christmas tree. So that was something that she did. So we did have a tree, if you want to look at it that way. But so I think a lot of things that from my life and things the way I was raised, and it was just more of being uh, the way I was raised and the way I looked at things was, it helped me not get caught up into the tradition of the way things are. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, when I got my home I'm in now, and they had the community had a contest of who had the best decoration for Christmas, and so the first year we came in second place. First year we came in second place. We put up lights. we put up lights and stuff, and we came in second place. And so I'm like, okay, all right, we're not coming in second next year. So the next year we went all out. I mean, it was glowing. We bought almost everything that you could get and put it all out there, and then and we won. But then after that, we didn't put any more lights up. We stopped. We put real basic stuff up. We put a globe here and there's a candle here and there, but we didn't do all that. Going all out, and that was the thing that. Yeah, and that's the thing. We just have to adapt, and that was the whole thing. It was the competition. I think is what pushed us and what was the drive to make us do what we did. It was the competition, but then it was more, that term that comes up again, keeping up with the Joneses. And I don't think we were keeping up with the Joneses. It was just the fact that I didn't want to come in second. I didn't want to come in second again, so we gonna have to do something, and that's what we did. So we worked hard, we won, and but then after that, we just stopped competing. We took that time to retire while we was on top, but I see people putting their lights up and getting those trees, and I know of people who got 3 and 4 trees in their house, and they got one on every level, and this and that, and I'm like, that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot and then some people just don't appreciate. If you really looked at it and you say, hey, I wonder if your family or your kids and all appreciate. Now, they notice when it's not there. And, it's like, okay, you don't appreciate it when it's there, but you notice when it's not there. And then the comments that come out of it, like, it don't seem like, or it don't feel like Christmas if we don't have a tree, or it don't feel like Thanksgiving if you don't have a turkey. So it's like, again, the family, the togetherness, the joy, the happiness, and all of that's like the part that makes it what it is. We push that to the side because we don't have the traditional thing that you're looking for. Like, who said that turkey was the meal for Thanksgiving? And you're right, Servant. We have definitely lost the true meanings. Who said it was a turkey? Who said the tree is what represent Christmas? The Valentine's candy